All right. To set expectations going into this set, this deck and decks like it, I think, are basically just stone cold dead to Yorion decks. This one at least has the saving grace of being able to play a bunch of Disdainful Strokes in the sideboard to sometimes catch up there, but basically this is kind of a, not even kind of, this is a mid-range deck that doesn't kill super quickly, and it's looking to stay alive against aggro decks by playing efficient removal, but it just doesn't have the card advantage at the top end to keep up with like what the Yorion decks are doing. So I think I expect this to be reasonable against the aggressive decks in the format. I expect it to be bad against the Yorion decks. And actually, now that I'm looking at this, I'm realizing that past Jeff messed up the sideboard of this deck, and I don't have any ways to kill artifacts in my 75 right now, huh? So let's put some shredded sails in here before we get started. All right, what do I want to cut? Dispute's been kind of meh. God, I would love this format needs a braid so badly. I really wish a braid was legal in this format. It would solve so many problems if you could just braid Embercleaves and Henges. And about the 2/1 adventure dude that shatters, that's nowhere near on the same level as a braid. Not even close. Join you in Historic. As soon as they ban Uro, I'll play Historic. At least they banned Teferi in that format already. This card's really sweet. Look at the top 3 cards, put 1 in your hand, put the rest in the bottom in any order. And if it's a giant, you can recast it from your graveyard. If you have a giant, you can recast it from your graveyard. Like, that's pretty good value. Glimpse is great. Like, really neat card selection that also just works well with stuff like this. Yeah, I don't know that I'm interested in playing in Historic where it's a main deck. If main deck Grafdigger's Cage is reasonable in Historic, that's probably not a format I'm interested in playing. Sounds not great. Alright, so I think we fetch Island here, and then we go Bonecrusher, flashback our card onto the bin. Watch your auto tapper here as it tries to make it so we can't do that. Valky is good against Uro. That's kind of funny. Valky Uro does sound kind of hilarious. Yeah, Glimpse only costs 1 mana for the min. That's, honestly, this is the best giant payoff in the format. That's not close. If there's a reason to play giants, it's because this card is good. I guess we just kill this. This gives us a 3/3, right? Well, it says foretell. It's good to know. I think I want to hold up Stomp this turn. Arky Lad, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this afternoon. Pretty sure we stomp this before they get to attackers because I don't want them to be able to cleave this turn. Psycho, good afternoon. Thanks everybody for dropping in today, by the way. If you're new to the channel or if you're a returning viewer, well, if you took off while I was taking a short break from playing Magic, I'm back to doing Magic stuff as a part of my regular schedule. Doing it for a few hours, late morning, early afternoon, Monday through Friday, for most days of the week. Pretty sure we're just like blocking and poking this endlessly. So it's like every time we hit this for damage, it's like technically 1-for-1ing them, right? And eventually they just run out of 1-for-1s is the idea. And then this hits this, and they discard their card and we draw a card because of this, because it deals an excess damage. Luffy, thanks for the follow, welcome. I think we drop this into play now. Hey, they let it die. Putting this into play lets me go Bonecrusher plus Soul Sear next turn. So if I don't block, I take 10 down to 3 when they cleave me. And then I Soul Sear it and I go to 1. YOLO. Listen, chat, if you end the game with more than 1 life, you didn't use all your resources as efficiently as you possibly could have, so it's basically a spew. Just need them to brick for like 1 turn. Yeah! Build me a house full of bricks, opponent. It's stomping time. Well, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Never not dead to cleave is accurate. There's space for cleave in the giant decks. Nah, if you want to play a cleave deck, you should just play something else. Listen, you shouldn't be playing this deck because you think it's good. It's not. We're playing this deck because we wanted to try and play blue-red giants. Is this going too low on threats? It's only 11 threats. Probably need to keep Tectonic Giant in my deck. Huh? Guess Glimpse is kind of like a threat. Probably don't have time to draw a bunch of them. Trim one of these. Sure, Purphoros Intervention is kind of slow and clunky, being sorcery speed. I guess. I think I'm imitating land drops here. Probably wait on Shatterskull. Why would the black foretell card be good? Or Zeke? Like a lot of like the most expensive good giants is like Quakebringer, and it already has foretell. Like I don't quite know why you would want that effect. Can you explain? Croxa sounds good. Croxa's a good card. Yeah, but the good giants don't need discounts. Is the point. Alright, cast Raven's Crime. And the other part of being, that's true. Mire Triton to mill Glimpses sounds kind of hot. I do think Glimpses is the best Giants payoff. Honestly, okay, now I kind of want to build that. I don't know that we're gonna build it today, but that sounds great. I don't even know if you play like these other bad giants. You probably could just play like a Proxa self-mill cards like Bonecrusher Giant. You just like splash blue for the, you could play maybe the Giant Sweeper at your top end. It might have been wrong to play this on 3. I probably had enough lands that I could have played this out and potentially kept this as a spell. That's true too. This is another card that gives you value from your graveyards. Maybe you play that. I can see that. Is Grixis playable? Probably not. Well, the good news is they don't have Embercleave, so we got that going for us. Instead of me telling you your card suggestion is bad, can you tell me why it's good, Psionic? What does that card do that's worthwhile? Why is it worth playing? Why is it worth testing? Can you elaborate? You know, it's kind of funny how without fail, every time I give someone a chance, it's like, it's not funny, it's sad, actually. How without fail, every time I give someone a chance, like, they're like, they asked a question that's lazy, I gave them a chance to like back it up and defend themselves, and then they get lippy with me instead of actually just explaining themselves. 100% of the time, they're a gift sub. 100% of the time. And I would assume that that's because people that are going to send me their own money understand the reasonable discussion rules that I expect here. Get out of here. Well, we got to fade Embercleave this turn. Next turn, we get to start holding Shredded Sails up. Don't ask if your deck makes a card work. Ask if card makes your deck work. That's a really concise way to basically say what I say. What problem are you solving? Why is it worth playing? Thanks for the sub gift, Wellboard Moose. So you're saying like this, I can create target dummies for the mod. That is exactly what I'm saying. Big target dummy energy. Okay, and I think at this point, I basically just never want to leave myself open to cleave. So I think we just foretell this and pass, holding up Shredded Sails. think is the plan. This could be a spell later, so I don't think we want to put that into play. Come on, cleave me. It's the one time I'm not dead to it. I should have put the second one into play as a land. That's probably the case. I don't think we're going to live to play 2 of these as spells. But I didn't even call them out. I didn't even call them out as being dumb, pleb. Like, I was super civil. They asked a lazy question. I didn't even say your question was lazy. I just encouraged them to explain themselves some more. I said the thing like it was. I was even much handholdier than I usually am. Alright, so they're dead. This is gonna kill these. Well, this will live, but it'll be tapped. Alright, we didn't get punked out in this game. See how game 3 on the draw goes, huh? I mean, to be fair, we filter out some of the random a little bit by putting subchat on AGH. So there's a little bit of a threshold there, so to speak. Project Nako, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. The threshold of what, like, the number of people who like throw $5 away to be silly is much higher than the people who just like follow a channel. Also, it's like I said, a majority of the people that end up doing stuff like that are gift subs because they didn't spend their own money to post that in chat, right? Mivint, thanks for the follow this afternoon. This is fine. Not great, but fine. It's a little awkward on the draw, I guess, because like my life total is going to be under a little bit more pressure on the draw, and I'm going to have to bolt this in on 3. They mulligan to 6. You love to see it. We're fetching Island on 1 here, I think, unless we draw an Island. Wiggly Bob. Thanks for wiggling on over into the stream today. Not a 2-power 1-drop is an okay-ish start for us. It's stomping time. That's true. This card's like super effective against us for those reasons. Okay, so I think I'm supposed to bolt myself here and play this, and then next turn we could go Fabled Passage, 3-drop, and Frostbite. Is the plan? Alright, we got Scalded instead of Cleave. That's slightly better for us. The fact that Shredded Sails doubles up to kill Dragon in addition to Cleave is real great here. This also isn't a great sculpt for them. Like, they're gonna have to, choose which of these two to play next turn. They don't get to do both. Yeah, I expect they'll Dragon us next turn. So what our turn's gonna look like will be dictated by what they do for sure. And they can't even attack here, because if they attack, I block, and then we can Frostbite to kill this, because they're out of cards in their hand. I think the plan is just Snow-Covered Mountain Aegar here. We just, like, give them an attack with the treasure. Oh, I guess the dragon means they do get to red cap melee, right? Because the dragon's gonna make them a treasure. Yeah, I'm dumb. I think my play is still the same. Yeah, they can't block because we'll kill it in response. I think this attack is free. Yeah, damage past toughness is what excess damage means. Oh, I guess this only does 4 to a creature with flying. So if they scalds onto the dragon, we lose our window to kill it. That's a touch awkward. Hopefully we draw Soul Sear. So this will tap this. We'll get to draw a card from Aegar here. Well, it makes a treasure when it gets targeted too, so no. There's never a window where you're okay. This card's good because it's very difficult to get a window to do anything before they get a treasure. It always gets at least a treasure, basically. I think we're dead. I can, like, deal with a threat, but I can't deal with multiple threats. They've got so many of them. Oh, we've been playing Magic Arena for 2 hours. Let's restart the client real quick here. Pay no attention to the memory leak behind the curtain. Someday I can hopefully get my hands on an NVIDIA 3800 or 3080. Because obviously my 28 Super can't handle Magic Arena properly, having to restart every 2 hours. I feel like I need to validate that to new people when they come in. I'm streaming on an i7 with 12 virtual cores, 32 gigs of RAM, and a 2080 Super. The arena getting slow is not my computer's fault, for clarity's sake. Need to download more RAM. Yeah, it's definitely not a specs issue. There's some kind of random thing where it runs better on certain hardware and runs worse on other hardware. I've definitely had people tell me they have computers that are much worse than what I'm using, and Arena runs fine on it. It's definitely not you just need X specs for it to work. There's certain things that randomly are fine and others that aren't. Which of these threats I want here? Bonecrusher, this generates card advantage, which is nice. I guess this technically does too. Look at that. Perfect. Yeah, Aegar's got a lot of potential with all the spells in my hand. Now, the downside to Aegar here is they're a 4x Frostbite deck, and he is only a 3/3. So, like, there's a good chance he just gets Frostbitten off here. Yeah, that's unfortunate. You hate the Izzet Flash deck? I love the Izzet Flash deck. I think the opponent's archetype generates consistently good games of Magic. I think I'm just into having as many threats as possible here. Yeah, kind of surprised that. I feel like that resolving is indicative of their hand being super threat dense here. It's like hard cast Shark Typhoon. Silver Gold Span. Yeah, I think there's a good chance they just have a ton of threats in their hand. If they're not protecting them. Yeah, Stroke could be a card that they have at the moment. I'm just holding up Soul Sear. Alright, I think we're at hard cast Bonecrusher territory. There's a strong chance this card is bad too, but I felt like I wanted to try it. I think we're just in for all the threats at this point. Is Gargoth good against rogues? It seems like a strong assertion. Oh, you know, if we put them on Stroke, it might have been better to lead on. Lead on the God of Fury. The Foretell counterspell is fine, and the Foretell Sweeper is also good. That's all? That's the only animation I get for a god? I just get a little swirl? Come on, I spent a Mythic wild card on you. Well, that's unfortunate. We've been ground out, chat. I guess we've got a couple of removal spells here, but like, we're gonna find a Shark Typhoon at some point and bury us in the ground. To be fair, this is probably a decent card to not waste time animating, because it's not exactly playable. French. Maybe we could have exiled cards with the Giant. The Giant only lets you play the cards you exile until the end of... Oh, it's until the end of the next turn. I guess all the red ones are like that. I should have assumed that was the case. I thought it was just the current turn. You're right. I should have drawn some cards instead of hitting them. I thought this was just the single turn. This actually seems bad, right? It's real slow and they have some Giants themselves. This just gets Brazen Borrowered. This being sorcery speed sounds a little awkward. It's nice that it kills the dragons, though. I think Quakebringer might be playable. Grixis Kroxa Self-Mill, where Quakebringer works from your graveyard too, actually sounds pretty reasonable. I'm gonna put that on my list of things to build to play for next week. Yeah, Mothra's got a great animation for sure. Love that one. In for all of the lands, chat. Give me the mana. If we end up flooding out, this can be a spell in a pinch. Lead on the card we care about them countering or killing least. They really don't want to saw it coming at Phoenix, depending on what their hand looks like. They might need to, though. Guess they could step on it, too. What do you think Phoenix tastes like, chat? Like fire chicken, basically. Buffalo wings. It's like chicken with the sauce built in. They boarded in Soul Guide Lantern because of my Quakebringers. Brutal. Just bad beats, chat. Just unlucky. They missed land drop. It's good for us. Get them quaking in their booties. Problem with eating a phoenix is that it comes back up later. That sounds right. We want a 6th land at this point. Probably save any future Shatterskulls we draw, but for now, I guess 6th land into play sounds fine. Here there be dragons, chat. The grinding Purphoros to intervene on our behalf. Purphoros! Goldspan Dragon's being mean to me again. Goodbye. So, I didn't Purphoros for extra there because I was expecting them to counterspell, and then I was gonna Purphoros for 3 with the second one. Like they haven't played. I guess they played 2 counterspells. Also, the other thing is, if I Purphoros in that instance for 3, they could Disdainful Stroke it, and they can't stroke a Purphoros' intervention for 2. So, like, I actually think this one we're supposed to do this for 2 again because of the potential to stroke out of them. Like, there's no way they board that card out. Alright, 3-3, I believe in you. He's going the distance. Aegar's going full speed. Pretty sure we just let that happen. This is for a dragon or a shark typhoon. No, you can. There's no tap settings. Attempt to kill you. Doot doot. Oh, read. Why not shoot them and play the giant that turn? Cards like Mystic Dispute. Soft counters. Got him quaking in their booties, chat. Wait, does Quakebringer and the Red God have the same swirl animation when they come into play? I swear that was the same animation. It's kind of different, but hardly. Okay, so there's a small difference. I'll put some Shredded Sails in the main and cut the Red God. He's pretty bad. going on, probs? I do what I can. Just because we're not taking all viewer submissions anymore doesn't mean we're not going to try things out. It just means when we try things out, they're going to be things that I want to try instead of random things viewers have sent in. Glimpse has been really good. If there's a reason why this archetype is playable, it's related to this card. No, you have no customization options at all. Yeah, I should have been greedy and taken the Bonecrusher Giant there. This is a constructed playable card if you can enable its flashback without putting a bunch of bad cards in your deck. Which that's the real question, right? It's not like, can we make this work? It's like, can we make it work and have our deck not be embarrassing while doing so? The party deck ended up being bad as expected. Very, very inconsistent. When you have to mulligan for both curve and proper mana fixing, you just end up with a lot of unplayable hands. I think I'm just trading here, right? I don't know what that card is. Is that the 5 mana? The 5 mana, what's it called? If so, we're playing that card. Oh, it's a combat trick. Of course Diva loves a bad combat trick. That's on character for her. Two mana is a lot of mana for a combat trick in Constructed. Even if it does have the chance to draw cards. Oh, it's not even a trick, it's a sorcery. Oh, God. Oh, it only works on giants? Yikes. Alright, he's got 2 thumbs and is dead to cleave. This guy. Yes! Didn't die to cleave. It's all you can really ask for, chat. Oh, no! Oh, no! Wow, what a monster. My shitty graveyard value cards ever do to you, opponent? Yep. How are we supposed to glimpse the cosmos now, chat? Soul Sear sounds great. Murder target Lovestruck Beast. Sign me up. We dodged Cleave on a critical turn, though, even if we did get skews, so, you know. How bad is the standard deck? I've played worse things. So I can make this a 5/5 this turn. Or it can die. Is this worse than the party deck? Probably not. This deck has more player agency than the party deck. The mana's a lot more consistent. Alright, so we're looking to dodge Cleave again this turn. So we can go back to holding up Shredded Sails. The old reading Tectonic Giant pause. I don't even know that you can call them an EDH thing, Dirty Digits. I don't think there's enough actual party payoffs to, like, constitute them being an EDH thing. God, that's your Fabled Passage. Ugh. Well, shit. I don't think I can afford a chump block here. Need this to do something. We were actually talking about that earlier. Apparently, Morrow confirmed there are not more party cards coming in the D&D set. I was expecting that to be the case as well, but apparently that's confirmed to be not true. Yeah, it seems like it. We were talking about it earlier. It's a huge miss. Very, very disappointing. Yeah, there will be creatures that have the party creature types, obviously, like those could be in any set. There will explicitly not be the party mechanic though. So just for clarity's sake. It's not like they're not gonna print rogues, clerics, wizards, etc. But there explicitly won't be more cards that say party on them. Aegar is probably mediocre. A lot of their things are bigger. Dealing excess damage is probably going to be hard. Do I mulligan for a 2-drop? Nah, we don't have enough 2-drops to mulligan that or bottom that, I think. I guess this is kind of a 2-mana play. This is like an actually 2-mana play. But I kind of wanted it anyways. I have not built blue-black Foretell yet, no. So I think I pass here and plan to Soul Sear Lovestruck Beast this turn, and then I can play Tech Giant or Quakebringer next turn. Killing Lovestruck Beast on site is pretty important because you want to be able to cut off their ability to play Great Henge. I've seen a lot of people in these blue-red Sodex playing the Fumarole card that deals 4 and is a sorcery instead of Soul Sear, and I think that's an incredible mistake. Killing Lovestruck Beast is important, and being able to kill things that are indestructible also has a lot of value. The 4/4 dragon, the red-black sack dragon, as well as the 3/1 white drop are both indestructible things you care about killing. Man, I just like these decks that can't destroy enchantments, like this card just like it just ends the game, right? Like I can't play a creature to the board because if I play a creature to the board, this is gonna kill it in 2 turns, right? It's gonna force it to. I mean, I guess I have to though. Like I can't just not do anything this turn. And like they stole my creature, so they're gonna get value out of it now. Like they're gonna get to draw a card with my card. Or they just hold this back and I have to attack in and they trade. Yeah, like, this card is a huge tempo swing. It's both a tempo swing and... Oh, fuck. All right. Ugh. It's a very good card. Very, very good. It's one of the many facets of why playing creatures is bad right now, though. Biggs, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. You want to win some games today? We beat the blue-red deck. Beat the blue-red flash deck. Seeing super reasonable. We'll bottom a land. We'll fetch red on one. We'll be able to glimpse, smooth things out a little bit. Definitely looking for lands here. Got a 3/4/5 giant curve. Our curve's huge, chat. Giant huge. Me playing decks like this is basically like a public service announcement, Mr. Mark the Shark. I can afford to get most of the cards on Magic Arena. If normal people spend wild cards on Quakebringer, they'll be pretty sad at the end of the day. For me, it's like whatever. Man, this card's gonna boink them pretty quickly, huh? God bless America, my country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of the I sing. You bring in some counter spells, bring in some extra threats, cross your fingers and hope for the best. Being short on rare wild cards is how you know you're an arena minnow. If you're not short on mythic wild cards, you're not a whale. It's the number one arena whale problem is you run out of mythics. I have like 80 rare wild cards and 0 mythics. Nailed it. Your fill out rare playsets and overages on wild cards. Yeah, every every few sets, I will craft all of the rares in the set before I open booster packs. So that way all of the rares I open refund me gems in the process. It doesn't feel great, but it's like marginally better than just like having a bunch of cards that are useless. I don't think I want to hold up Stroke this turn. Definitely interested in more Strokes. The real question will be, can we tap out for Tectonic Giant on 4 and not die? Do you craft commons and uncommons for Vault Progress? Yeah, every few sets. Usually craft commons and uncommons like every other set. You craft rares like every 3rd or 4th set, like once a year. If they don't steal our thing or kill us this turn, we're in a very good spot. Like, it's a glimpse, and then I have double Stroke up. They're only at 6 mana this turn. The fact that we were on the play this game could be our saving grace. So definitely got to just take it slow and hold Stroke up here. There's a good chance that 2 Strokes is just not nearly enough. Alright, let's play God of War. I'm done. This deck went about as well as I expected it to go. I'm glad we got that out of our system, but I'm gonna put building Grixis Giants with Kroxa and other self-mill on my to-do list, because I think self-milling into Quakebringers and Glimpses along with Kroxa sounds like super reasonable, but like this is just not good. So we're gonna my recommendation for this one would be to go ahead and do that to it. So